I put out on my story just before the finals started this year for your AFL finals unpopular opinions and predictions. And now that the grand final's been played, the season is wrapped up, I'm going to go through and see how poorly or well these aged. Now, just before we start, I want to let you know that considering the uploads are back, we're getting back into some consistency. Out of the people that watched my last video, only 39% of you are subscribed. So for the 60% that aren't subscribed, if you don't want to miss any content, please hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy. All right, the first one we've got was from Adrian Mantini, and he said that the Swans would go out in straight sets. Now, the Swans obviously didn't go out in straight sets, so the call wasn't the greatest. They obviously won their game in week 1 and they won the prelim, but when it got to grand final day, they absolutely cracked. It's not a great prediction there from Adrian. I don't think the top of the table team, especially if they won the first week, would ever go on to lose the prelim. Bailey Emmett says Flag Hawk. Now, a lot of people were riding the Flag Hawk train, but they did get knocked out by Port Adelaide in the semis, and honestly, I wish Hawthorn won that game because in the prelims, Port Adelaide gave the Swans absolutely no fight. I reckon that prelim would have been so much better if it was Sydney versus Hawthorn. Blake said Bulldogs will win the flag. They didn't even get past the first week. That's going to be the worst call so far. To be fair, I think myself and a lot of other people tipped the Bulldogs to beat Hawthorn in that first week of finals, but they just lacked that spark that Hawthorn had, and the Hawks absolutely killed him by 37 points. Will here's chucked in a big call about Max King. Don't believe Max King playing in the finals, mate, but I appreciate the input. Harry Forbes says GWS should have to play their home finals at the SCG if the Dogs and the Cats can't play at the G. What? I think what he means is that because the Bulldogs and the Cats can't play at Marvel and GMHBA, they have to play at the MCG for more crowds, more revenue for the AFL. I think what he means is that the Giants should have to play their finals at the SCG for the same reason. I disagree and agree at the same time. I think I agree if we want consistency, because in my opinion, teams like the Bulldogs and the Saints, when they make finals, they should be able to play at Marvel Stadium. It makes no sense why you earn the right to a home final and you can't play at your home stadium. Marvel can hold over 50k. It's not a small stadium. And same goes for Geelong. They've renovated it so much and they still can't host finals there. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. On the basis of consistency, the Giants probably should be forced to play at the SCG if the Bulldogs and the Cats are forced to play at the MCG. But overall, I think the Bulldogs should be able to play at Marvel, the Cats should be able to play at GMHBA, and the Giants should be able to play at NG. Jay Tomo says Port Adelaide go out in straight sets 2 years in a row. Not quite. Port Adelaide lost their first game by a lot to Geelong. Second week, great parts Hawthorn, but got smashed in the third week. I don't know how Ken Hinkley's still in a job, to be honest. C. Willers says Cats to smoke Port in finals week 1, smoke anyone in the prelim, and win the Grady by 100 plus. They smoked Port in finals week 1. They got smoked in the prelims, so that's where the prediction ends. I'm going to take a guess that C. Willers is a Cats fan. Oscar Young says Geelong will win the flag. Incorrect, mate. They got smoked in the prelim. Chris says Port beat all teams by 40 plus. They got beaten by 84 in week 1. They won by 3 points in week 2. They lost by almost 40 in week 3. They got beaten by 40 plus almost twice. Quite an embarrassing final series from the Power. Harrison Barnes, the best one so far. Harrison Barnes, he played small forward for Golden State. Anyway, Will Ashcroft wins Norm. That is absolutely astounding from Harrison. I have no idea how he's done that, but fair play. He played in a championship for the Warriors and his footy knowledge is absolutely top tier. Harrison Barnes, take a bow. Joel Rama says Carlton make another prelim. That didn't go very well, did it? Joel also says that the loser of Sydney vs GWS goes out in straight sets. And there you go, he was correct. The Lions went and pulled off that incredible comeback victory against the Giants. So 1 for 2 there for Joel. Not bad. Lorcan says Bulldogs win the flag. Not one of the better ones. The Bulldogs obviously got smoked in the first week. AFL Amusement says every game in week 1 will be a 20 plus point margin, including a 10 goal demolition. Well, in week 1, we did have a 10 goal demolition. Cats versus Port. Hawthorn smashed the Bulldogs. The Lions didn't really smash the Blues, but they did in a way. And then the Swans-Giants game was fantastic, so almost got that. Pat says, feeling Geelong to upset and Carlton as well. Geelong did upset Port Adelaide. I think it was an upset, sort of, but they cooked them, obviously. And then Carlton, nah. Josh says Hockball to go all the way. So many people were riding on Hockball, not quite this year. Jack Gray says Rory Lobb, Norm Smith, or the Lee Matthews Trophy or something. Rory Love, Norm Smith did not happen, thankfully. El Pricey says Dogs beat Hawks by 50 plus. Almost went the other way. Jacko Shrimp says Geelong will win the flag. They got to a prelim. They did lose in an absolute nail-biting prelim, though. Jake the Collector says Hawks will lose in a prelim by 1 point like Collingwood did in 2022. Honestly, if the Hawks won that semi against Port Adelaide, I could have seen something like that happening. I reckon Hawthorn would have really taken it up to Sydney. Jake the Collector also says Cats should play at GMHBA. Honestly, this shouldn't be an unpopular opinion. I don't know why Geelong can't play at GMHBA. They played one final at GMHBA ever since I can remember. It was against the Dockers. The Dockers won, one of the greatest games I've ever watched. So, in my opinion, the Cats have never won at GMHBA in the final. May as well let them play there. Jed Forsyth says Blues be the first team to win from 8th. No, they were 60 to nothing down. Brady Thomas says Hawks will make it to the prelim and drop short. So many people had faith in Hockball, but they couldn't quite make it to that prelim. So close though. And the last call we got is from RJC. If Geelong wins Thursday night, they're playing in the grand final. Well, they did win on the Thursday night against Port Adelaide, but narrowly missed out on the grand final after losing to the Lions by 10 points. Righto, we had some absolute bangers in there. Former Warriors small forward Harrison Barnes said that Will Ashcroft would win the Norm before the finals even started. I mean, what a call that is. And then we had Jack Gray predicting Rory Lobb to win the Norm Smith. You know, both ends of the field. I think quite a few people are still unaware that I've got a second channel that I do heaps of football or soccer content on. I do watch-alongs for Manchester United games, heaps of Premier League, Champions League, all of that good stuff. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that or you have an interest in it, then as always, the link is in the description. Over this off-season, I'm going to be working hard to see what perks I can deliver to the members next season. If you want to become a member, just click the join button next to the subscribe button. It helps out the channel massively, and there will be some perks coming your way come season 2025. Thank you all for watching. As always, please hit the like button, and if you are new, hit the subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on any content coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.
Every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight, I'm just gonna let this one ride. You know what I mean? It's one unique, one special vibe.